Welcome into the Stack Shack Sports Show. Today we're talking about the Broncos, taking a look at what can we expect from rookie quarterback Sean Payton in his second year. No Russell Wilson. What can we expect? Can we expect some improvement? Well, I think that's going to have to come from the defense more than the offense. The offense was okay at 14th on PFF's rating. The defense was atrocious. Bottom of the barrel there. 31st ranked defense. Second worst defense in the league according to PFF. But they do bring in Bo Nix. They do bring in Cody Barton, decent linebacker. They bring in Josh Reynolds to kind of make up for that Jerry Jeudy loss. But losing the center, that could be tricky. Obviously lost a linebacker. It's kind of a swap there for linebackers. I think they did get maybe slightly worse if you look at kind of some grades of players. But linebacker, any of these positions, it's how are they going to fit into the full system? And really, everybody's focused on Bo Nix right now. Named the starter very recently. They're ready. He's ready to go. 6 of 7 drives so far in the preseason, as I'm recording this, have led to scores when Bo Nix has been on the field. That's really good production. Yes, it's against base defenses, but you know what? It's using a base offense as well. So I think you can get something out of that. If he was not scoring every drive, I wouldn't be inherently worried. But I do think scoring 6 of 7 drives, I know it's the preseason, but that's difficult to do. That's not easy to do against B players, backups. It's not easy. And to have him do that in the preseason, rookie year, seems to be getting up to speed really quickly. Sean Payton just cannot stop raving about this guy. I think they might have found a winner there. I think if you look at the important games, there's a reason I kind of front-loaded it. They think they have a winner. They are in a very difficult division. They've got the 2-time back-to-back Super Bowl champs in their division. They're going to have to compete with the Chiefs. They got to play them twice, right? The other thing is, as you'll see when we talk about some of the other teams in their big games, this division kind of got matched up with the AFC North, one of the other better divisions in football. And so they're going to have to be playing some of those opponents. Now, week 1 at Seattle and week 4 at the Jets. To me, those are two really, really important games for a different reason than week 5 and 6. So week 1, week 4, they're outside of division games. So not division games, but week 1, the nerves are going to be there for Bo Nix, and he's got to go to Seattle, one of the tougher places to play in the league. Now, Seattle and the Jets, I don't put them on that Super Bowl contender, plateau there. They're teams that have been around the Broncos. They were 8-9 last year, right? Jets, Seattle. They're in that kind of category of player. And they're 2 away games. And so we're really going to find out a lot, I think, about how this team can play on the road against what should be a decent competition. It shouldn't be an over matchup where you don't expect them to be able to do anything. They should be able to compete against the Jets and against Seattle. Now it's going to be on the road again. Tough for the rookie quarterback. How does he respond on the road? Also, Jets defense. Very, very good defense. Seattle historically has had a pretty good defense. Last couple of years has been a little rocky, but a tough place to play. Then I've got weeks 5 and 6. It's kind of a tough stretch there, 4, 5, and 6. Why are 5 and 6 so important? 5 and 6, I'm kind of throwing the Chiefs out. Yes, you're going to have to play them twice, right? But let's say the Chiefs are going to be the division champs. You need to get yourself in a wild card position if you're the Broncos. Most likely. We're not expecting them to push the Chiefs for a division title. Could happen. Chiefs could take a big step back. Last season they showed some weaknesses. I don't know that they got incredibly better. But we'll see how Worthy can play, and we'll talk about the Chiefs later. But throw them out of it. You gotta beat the Raiders and Chargers. And you get them in back-to-back weeks, and you get them in back-to-back home games. That's the key. These are the two, in my opinion, you gotta win. If you want to get into the playoffs, you want to be second in the division, you want to maybe even give the Chiefs a little bit of a run for their money for that first place position, week 5 and 6 are key. Those are divisional matchups. The pressure's going to be on for those, and you get them at home. You got to win those home divisional games. It's going to be tough if you don't. Raiders don't look like they should be that good this year. Chargers, there are some questions, but I think they will be much improved with Jim Harbaugh. But they got some questions on offense, especially in the receiving area. Well, again, we'll talk about them later this week. But you got to win your home games if you are the Denver Broncos, and you get 2 divisional home games back to back. So really, first 6 weeks of the season, there's a lot of pressure, I would say. You got to hit the ground running. Week 1's going to be a tough place to go play in Seattle. Week 4, a tough defense to play with the Jets. Then you got to win weeks 5 and 6. You can split weeks 1 and 4. You could even lose both of those games. But I think how you play in those games is going to tell us a lot about what the future holds. Can Bo Nix live up to the hype that he is getting currently in the preseason? 8-9 was their record last year. I think they could probably improve on that. And they do have some great pieces on that offense. Yes, they lose Jerry Jeudy, but they bring in Josh Reynolds. Jerry Jeudy wasn't the most productive wide receiver last year. He's really a more productive receiver back in college. So I think you're good. Your defense, hopefully it has gotten better. You've made a few small moves. That is the big concern for Denver. We get excited about Bo Nix, a new quarterback, but I mean, if you look at Russell's numbers last year, they weren't that bad, as far as yards and touchdowns are concerned. The Broncos put up some points last season. They just couldn't stop anybody. Nobody. No team struggled against that Broncos defense. Every offense felt good. So that is really the question. I think we're maybe losing sight of that because we're getting excited about Bo Nix. But if he has to put up 40 points a game just to compete because his defense is terrible, if his defense can't get him the ball back, if he's on the sidelines all the time, we're not going to really find out. And there's not much he can do. It is a team sport. I think that's why we love the NFL so much. There are 22 players, 22 starters, and then, a lot of positions rotate. There's 2 sides of the ball. Bo Nix could play a perfect game, and if his defense is terrible, he could still lose that game. So, let me know, Broncos fans, do you think the defense is really improved? I did a kind of a deep dive into that defense, and I don't see a lot of big, catalysts for improvement on the defense. I see some catalysts for some exciting offensive plays, but 31st ranked defense, second to last by PFF. I just can't get behind the Broncos when I don't see a good catalyst for an improved defense. But let me know. Maybe I'm missing something. Broncos fans, let me know in the comments down below what you think, and we'll see you next time.